There's a saying that if that place is within the reach of seawater, overseas Chinese are there. Overseas Chinese have strong power of unity. They preserve Chinese culture. If China grows strong, overseas Chinese are connected to China. It is influenced by China. It has organic connection with mainland China. China has Chinese army base in the Philippines, Indonesia, Canada, USA, Malaysia, etc. all over the world. And hundreds and thousands of Chinese people are living in the base, living along with Chinese school, Chinese culture, and Chinese language. Canada. There are 1.4 million overseas Chinese. The people who made the house price explode are the overseas Chinese in Canada. 70% of Singaporeans are overseas Chinese. Singapore is a satellite country of China. How about the status of Malaysia? 25% are overseas Chinese. Malaysians do the politics and the overseas Chinese do the economy. There are millions of overseas Chinese in Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, etc. In the whole world, there is no place without Chinatown. In Indonesia, there are about 13 million overseas Chinese. They are dominating 90% of Indonesia's economy. In Thailand, there are 14 million overseas Chinese. Media tycoon Thaksin, a Chinese. The Prime Minister Ingna Chinawat is a overseas Chinese. Thailand will also completely be under the umbrella of China. The Philippines is also occupied by China. In the Philippines, there are about 3 million overseas Chinese. They are dominating 70% of Philippines' economy. Duterte, the current president of the Philippines, his grandparents are all overseas Chinese. Korea's President Park Chung-hee had a fear that if the economic power and the influence of the overseas Chinese become stronger, Korea will be conquered by China. So he made no overseas Chinese run big business in Korea. The USA is an eagle. The symbol of South Korea's police is Falcon, which is the brother of the eagle. What about China? Dragon is the symbol of death and the devil. China is full of dragons. At the airports, harbors, schools, parks, tourist destinations, the entrance to the hotel, China should change the image of the country into panda. China feels like the scary and destructive dragon. Say Chinese. I'm not joking. The image matters. Especially, I'm positive about the Japanese, and I think there's a lot to learn from them. The young people in Korea now like Japan. So Japan is the country where Koreans travel the most. When I travel abroad, one of the most frequent questions that I receive is, "Are you Japanese?" So this was when a flight attendant spilled drinks on Korean, Japanese, and Chinese passengers. In case of Japanese passenger, they smile and say, "Oh, no problem. Oh, no worries." Chinese passenger, they get furious and yell. They murmur their complaints in loud voice. Chinese people talk about it in a loud voice and they lick it with their tongue. For your information, in China, everything is cooked except for the plane and car. Chinese people have loud voice. Koreans directly pick it up and break the stone.